Hey guys, I know we usually keep it pretty light around here, a lot of good laughs, but we'll get a little heavy for a moment today. Yeah, for this guy. Um, Especially with current events. I want I want my child to grow up in a world where people truly respect um, other people regardless of the color of their skin. And it's really not enough for us to really sit back and hope that's going to happen. It's our responsibility as parents, as teachers, as responsible adults to show them the way, to let them know that it's okay. In fact, it's more than okay, it's a responsibility to stand up next to their fellow man and face these injustices. And then we can hope that causes an even bigger change where the injustice is so small, or the people that are responsible for injustice have lost all their power, and that anyone can go out and go for a run or bird watch or talk to a police officer, and the color of their skin is not a determining factor on how that particular situation is going to go. That is the hope, and that's what we're fighting for. That's all I have to say on it for now. Thanks for listening, and now we'll get into our workout. All right, guys, we're now going to move into our workout, starting with our warm-up. We're going to start with a nice little 4-minute flow. So we have 4 stations here, and we're going to do each station for 1 minute. All right. Your first station is alternating step up. So I have my chair here. I step up, step off, and then I go to my other leg. All right. Doing that for a minute. My next station is going to be inchworms. Right. So I'm going to walk my hands out, and then walk my feet in. And I'll just keep doing that. Now, if I don't have a lot of space in the house, instead of walking my feet in, I can just simply walk my hands back to my feet and just stay in the same spot for the entirety of that minute. All right? Station 3, we're going to jump onto a low object. I'm going to use a book here. All right? Boom, boom, boom. All right, 1 minute there. And then our final station is plank up downs. All right? So I'm here, high plank to low plank, back up, 1 minute there. All right, so that completes our 4-minute flow, and then we're gonna work into 2 movements here. Our first movement is soldier walks, which is a high kick. We're gonna do 40 total or 20 each side, right? So I kick up to my opposite hand. I can just kind of walk around my house here, right? 40 total. And then we're gonna do 10 very slow wall squats, all right? So a wall squat, our focus here is good posture, right? So I'm facing the wall. It's gonna force me to keep my chest up. All right, so I'm here, hands over my head. I'm squatting down, nice and slow and controlled, and then standing up, right? Down, controlled, standing up, controlled. 10 of those, and that completes your warm-up today. All right, guys, now it's time for our strength. Our strength piece today is a good body prep for the power snatches that we have coming up in our conditioning piece. All right, so what we have coming is 3 sets of 6 single leg deadlifts each side, and then 6 windmills each side. All right, so for my single leg deadlift, all right, I'm gonna show you this kettlebell here. I'm gonna think about keeping my body nice and tight. So back flat, my head neutral. So I'm not looking up here, I'm thinking about like squeezing like a softball between my chin and my chest here. I'm gonna have a slight knee bend in the leg that I'm using, all right? I'm gonna think about hinging here, staying nice and controlled. Make sure you have clearance behind your foot there. Going down, and then coming up. I don't like to touch the floor all the way, because I like to maintain tension to the entire movement. A lot of times when we touch the floor, you guys release down here, right? You get really lazy. I want you guys to maintain that tension, nice and controlled to the entire movement, all right? So I'm gonna do 6 on this leg, and then I'm gonna do 6 on the other leg, all right? Then we're gonna work into our windmill. Our windmill, all right, make sure you're clearing overhead for this. You're gonna hold the weight overhead at a nice locked out position, all right? So no bent arms here, nice locked out. Think about bringing your bicep towards your ear, all right? I'm gonna go into a wide stance here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna think about pushing my butt towards the weight, all right, and back. Okay, so I'm here, I'm gonna guide myself down with this arm, I'm pushing my butt back, I'm looking up towards the weight, my arms stay straight, boom. All right, 6 on one side. I'll show you from a little side angle here. So you guys see what my hips are doing. All right, so the weight's up. I'm going down, pushing my butt back. All right, so you see my legs are staying straight for this movement as well as my arm. All right, so 6 on each side. Try not to overload that. I showed you with a kettlebell, but you could do it with a dumbbell, odd object, some weight that you're able to maintain that nice lockout position for all 6 reps. All right, and that completes your strength today. All right, guys, it's time for our conditioning. Today's conditioning is every 3 minutes for 5 rounds. We're gonna do 12/8 calorie machines. So if you have a row or a bike available, we're gonna use that. You have 12 power snatches, and then you have 12 burpees with a lateral jump over your weight. All right, so that's the prescribed workout. I'm gonna go through each movement and talk about some scaling options for you guys, especially if you're at home using equipment around the house. All right, so let's start with our 12/8 calorie machine. If you don't have a machine available, we're just gonna do 30 seconds of high knees, right? So I'm here. The whole point of this first part is get the heart rate jacked up for those power snatches and burpees, right? So high knees are a really simple option to do that, okay? Next movement is our power snatch, okay? If you have a barbell, that's awesome. Let's use that. If I was gonna prescribe a weight for this workout, it would be 95 for the guys, 65 for the ladies. However, it should be a weight that you guys can move pretty proficiently through the entirety of the workout. Remember, you only have a 3-minute window to get all this work done. All right? Now, if you don't have a barbell, we can use an odd object, right? We always use the weighted backpack. I love this. Chest up, I explode. I could do my 12 reps there. I could also use dual dumbbell, dual kettlebell to my side like this, or between my legs like this. I can also use single dumbbell or single kettlebell and just alternate arms every rep, all right? So I'm here, boom, I switch arms. Boom, all right, for the total of those 12 reps in that first round at least, all right? Now, moving on to burpees, whatever object you used for your snatch, you're gonna do a burpee with a lateral jump over that object, all right? So, those 3 movements every 3 minutes for 5 rounds. Here's the kicker. Say you're moving really fast through this, okay? You complete a round in less than 2 minutes, meaning you have more than 1 minute of rest. You're gonna add a rep to the snatch and the burpee on the next round. All right, if you're doing the single arm snatch, you can go ahead and add 2 reps, so you're adding 1 rep per arm, but otherwise you're just adding 1, okay? That means you get done with the first round, you crushed it, you did it in 1 minute and 30 seconds. The next round, the machine or the high knee stay the same. We're gonna do 13 and 13 on the snatch and the burpees, right? And that'll continue until you can't complete it in less than 2 minutes. So you may get to a point maybe on that 3rd round where you get your round done in 2 minutes and 1 second. You'll keep that same number of reps for the next round, all right? So that's how we're doing it. It's a nice little way to add a challenge, especially for those of you who are using a very light object for your snatch, or are just like really fit and need an extra challenge, all right? That's your conditioning. Let's get after it. All right, guys, we're moving on to accessory. Today's accessory is very core focused, all right? So we're gonna do 3 sets of the following. We have 8 to 12 good mornings. If you have a barbell, you could use it. You could use a PVC, broomstick, or Swiffer, right? So we're looking for it here. Slight knee bend, chest up, flat back, neutral head, pushing my butt back, and then coming up. So you're getting a good stretch in your hamstrings as well, which would be great following that workout where you did all those power snatches, right? Now, if you wanted a bit of a challenge, you didn't want to use a broomstick or a PVC, and you're using a barbell, you can obviously add weight as long as you don't sacrifice your form. You can also use like a weighted backpack, right? You can put this on your back, and you can still do your good morning with maybe a little bit of added weight here. All right. Remember, our goal is to get a good stretch there as well, so do not overload this movement. All right. So 8 to 12 reps there, and then we're gonna do 20 seated leg lifts. All right. So my seated leg lifts, I'm here, feet together, toes pointed forward, and I'm just lifting up. Right here, get a nice little ab workout. All right. Now, if that is too easy, one great way to make this a little harder is simply by bringing your hands farther forward. Right. So now I'm here, I bring those legs up. They're not moving as far, but I'll tell you right now, just those few reps, I'm really feeling in my abs. And on the opposite end, if it's really too hard, you kind of lean your back and you can do it here. It is a little bit easier, all right? So once again, 3 sets, 8 to 12 good mornings, 20 seated leg lifts, and that's your accessory work today. All right, guys, it's time to finish up this session with some mobility. We're going to go right into a 2-minute seated straddle, right? So straddle, legs out here, they're straight. I'm leaning forward down the middle and breathing. On every exhale, I'm thinking about trying to get deeper and deeper into the stretch. I love this one, right? Nice stretching those hammies, get that back loosened up a bit there, all right? Then following 2 minutes there, we're gonna go 1 minute on each side of a figure 4 stretch. So my figure 4, boom, I reach through the middle, I pull back, I'm here, I get a nice stretch, my glute and hip, all right? 1 minute there on the other side, and that will complete your mobility today.